Good morning, welcome to the video. It is Monday the 11th of August and you'll notice there was no video last week. I actually got a video filmed, but we were just so busy out doing family stuff at the weekend, just had no time to edit it, and we're now on to the next week, and I just don't have the time to give to previous videos. So yeah, it is what it is. In the last video you would have noticed that at the end I said got something special to show you in that video. Now in the end I didn't, because a classic salesman, over promising, under delivering. The thing I wanted to show you hasn't turned up, and in fact it's not going to turn up till next week either, so that's a little bit disappointing, but what I will do is keep that as a surprise. So this week is the final push on the August hedges that I do. So we've got essentially 2 days at one property. Now I've already done half and most of the top of one of the hedges. I'm now doing it from the other side. And then on Wednesday we've got one more hedge to do, which is basically a front garden, where there was no growth on the back garden. Well, where there's been no growth on either of the lawns, I've sort of picked off the back garden in stages, so we don't have to worry about the back garden. Now it is just the front, and then it's the usual weekly mowing for the rest of the week. So that's how the week's looking. However, a mini heat wave has come back in, so I don't know what the temperature is today, but it's going to be pretty hot. I think tomorrow's going to be the hottest day of the week. I'm hearing 30 degrees as a minimum. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think fortunately we've had enough sort of rain over the last couple of weeks here and there to bring the lawns back. I don't think just 1 or 2 days of hot weather is really gonna knock them back again to certainly the stages that they were at, and certainly some of them I've been able to use the fertilizer with the rain accordingly to really beef them up, so that's worked well. Of course you can't do that on all the lawns because you just can't be in all the places at once, so you know, it is what it is in that scenario. So yeah, well, let's get to the job and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so you'll recognize this hedge, but maybe you've seen it from the other side. So that's a sort of a 6-foot fence, say, and then you can see where I've come down the line already. And there we go. And then round the front I've shaped a load of bushes, but you'll see that later. And then I tend to do the back garden in the winter. Okay, Tuesday, so over there, shaped all those, obviously done the big hedge up there. And then over here, I just need to tidy up and stuff, but done that hedge. Obviously on this side is too. I've just got the big ladder just because I've got it. I don't need a ladder that size. It's almost a bit awkward, but yeah, that ladder, that one there. And then we're going to move over to this one. So I did that one first, nice and early in the shade. Sorry, in the low sun. Now the sun's up, I'm now moving over here where it's a bit more shady. So we'll do this section here, sort of shape this half of that sort of ball, if you like. You can see where I've done that in the past. And then we've got this kind of wildlife fence there. So obviously where I've shaped that, what I will do is just with the long handled hedge trimmer is I'll just go up against the wildlife fence, just up as high as I can reach. Nothing, I'm not going to go up the top here. Just take it back that little bit, because what I don't want is it encroaching and out and sort of lose it too much. It's sort of a bit of a wibbly wobbly line. Essentially what happened was the client, I think the boundary line is actually kind of that wood there, you can see, but the client's got a dog and the dog obviously was going to escape, and the hedge basically was a bit like this. So rather than cutting it all back and what have you, I just did what you can see the fence goes all the way around here, well, it goes around the whole of the front garden actually. I just had to go with the line of the established fences, or hedges should I say. It does a job. I mean, I don't know how else you would have done it. without cutting everything right back. And obviously you're not going to get really any regrowth of that. The laurel obviously would have come back, but yeah. So anyway, that's where we are. That's all. And then if you look right down the line of the hedges, you can see that flower bed, all those shrubs there. I'm going to shape all of those. You can sort of see where they've been shaped in the past. So yeah, that's the job for today. Hot, hot, hot. I think it could get up to 34 today, so that's why I'm trying to work in the shade. I'm hoping that those shrubs down there, by the time, because there's quite a high hedge, by the time I get to them, the sun actually would have moved around, so it might be a little bit shaded by the time I get around there. That's the plan. Afternoon, as it turns out. So it is Wednesday, and it's not been as hot. Very cloudy, very overcast. Got a little bit hot, but nowhere near what it was yesterday. Was probably about 18 all morning. I felt a little bit underdressed, kind of in a vest. Anyway, I don't know if you can hear. You hear the rain? It's just beginning. Big claps of thunder about. We're up quite high. The golf course that I used to work at's across the road. So that's the highest golf course in Surrey, if that puts it in perspective of how high we are. And when we used to get thunder and lightning, we got thunder and lightning. When we got snow, the snow would stick around for forevermore. So essentially, I've done a few jobs today, just cutting and stuff. Nice break from the hedge cutting. We're back at the place where we did hedge cutting a couple of weeks ago. All I've done today is the semi-rough areas. Around here you can see that's the sort of the longer area. I'll cut this down once more just before the sort of so basically I can get all these leaves which fall and then get them all blown over to here. But some much needed rain, so that's pretty cool. Right, I need to go and at least close the van windows. So yeah, tomorrow bit more mowing, bit more hedge cutting, really. Same old, same old. Thersday, and this lawn, which was coming back quite nicely, is now looking pretty dry. So we are in a hosepipe ban in this area, so there's not a great deal we can do other than pray for rain, not cut it too short, and try not to stress it out by chucking down any sort of unnecessary feeds or anything like that. Wetting agent, if it doesn't rain, it's a bit pointless. So it's all about timings of stuff. So yeah, we're in the hands of the gods at the moment. So I've just gone to see a man about a dog. I've just gone to see a field which needs cutting, and annoyingly, if you remember in a previous video I said I have this big surprise, this is what I'm going to show you type thing, and then as I say, I mentioned the salesman wasn't able to get us said machinery when it was originally promised. That's come back to bite me even further, because a very good piece of work has come in which could lead to lots more, and I don't have the equipment to deal with it. So I haven't put the quote in yet, but a friend of mine will be coming to help me out, and we'll hopefully try and get this done, and that should lead on to a lot more work, but touch wood, we shall see. So I'm going to send them a quote. I thought the quote was quite expensive. I've just tried to hire the machinery or get a quote for the hired machinery, which actually worked out more. So yeah, it's good for me, I guess. So anyways, we shall see, and it's something that needs to be done before Tuesday. So fortunately Monday I had earmarked for this kind of work, so we're gonna get it done. Hopefully we'll be able to report back later today to see if we've won the work or not, because as I say, it's a very quick turnaround on this one, so that's fingers crossed. We'll see. So on to the next job. This is a fortnightly mowing job, but I'm just here to do the hedges. Now I've done the back hedges instead of mowing the grass for the last couple of months or whatever, because there just hasn't been any growth. Or the front hedge. I'll hopefully be able to include a photo of what this looked like, because this came right out to kind of where my finger was, and the council were like, you need to get that cut back. So I cut it back and it was really bare, but it's beginning to grow in quite nicely actually. So it's Friday and it's pretty dusty. It's dry, but it actually needed a cut because it was very, very untidy, messy, etc, etc, and hadn't been cut for a long time. And off all the back lawns I took on the Cub Cadet, which is up and running. It's got 3 baskets. I took, of the 2 I've done already, I've took 2.5 full boxes off. You can really see the dustiness. So yeah, we've got 1 more to do. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more shadier in that garden. So yeah, it's a proper dust factory. So yesterday I got contacted by a land agency, and they were having an inspection by the biodiversity eco somebody or other to check the land for bugs and stuff, and essentially it hasn't been cut all summer, so it's about thigh high, and they wanted it cut down ahead of the meeting, or the assessment, whatever it is. So I worked out a way of how I was going to get it done. There's the thing I keep talking about that hasn't arrived yet. Now that thing will have come in useful, and we will talk about that nearer the time, or later when it does bloody arrive. So I looked into a couple of other avenues and options and came up with an option. Came up with some other options just for a price kind of variation, and sent my quote over for the work, to which I got back a note saying, not saying that anything to do with the price or anything, just saying that they spoke to their eco advisory type person, and he said that actually cutting it the day before the assessment isn't wise. It should have been done a couple of weeks before. So they do want the area done, but just not right now. So yeah. So although yesterday was a bit frantic, getting up early to go to site to see exactly what it is we're working with, and then spending quite a while on the phone in the morning, unfortunately it came to nothing. However, what it has done is it's shown this land agency that you know, I can be flexible and I am up for challenges, and certainly is the sort of work that I want to be doing. So hopefully I've done nothing other than everything I can. So yeah, is what it is. Today, just usual mowing. As I say, the grass did need a cut because it was looking very untidy. It is very dry, it is very hot. I'm hoping, oh dear, I'm hoping this will be it. I'm hoping that this kind of heat wave or whatever it is, I know in the south, I heard yesterday that it's been extended till Monday. So I am hoping that will be it, because it's not long until scheduled seeding starts. So I wouldn't look, and also, as I say, quite a few of my properties are in hosepipe bans. So I was having a conversation with one of my clients yesterday, and he was like, when can we start doing it? And I was like, well, when's the hosepipe ban be lifted? Because I can't chuck a load of seed down and just pray that it might rain daily. So yeah, so people literally, the autumn maintenance is going to be prioritised by those who aren't in hosepipe bans currently. It's all the joys, isn't it? This is it. It's not as easy as it seems. Anyways, right, I'm going to go next door. Cub Cadet, I haven't used it in a long time. It's got a new carb on it, and it seems to be doing all right. Touch wood.